Hello everybody, it's Leela.
And Bo.
And welcome to our channel!
Yay!
Yay! And this is a new series in which we will be recapping and reviewing Queendom Puzzle. And this is technically a podcast, because you can have podcasts now on YouTube.
Yes, listen to this in your car on your way to work.
Sure.
Or during work.
So, yeah, if you like those sorts of things, if you want to hear what we have to say about Queendom Puzzle all throughout the series, our steaming hot takes.
Steaming hot something.
Yeah, I have a glass of tea here. Please subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Give the video a thumbs up.
Yeah.
And you have a homework assignment after listening. You have to give us your top 7 in the comments, okay?
Yeah, because every top 7 I've seen from other people have been crazy, wildly different.
Yeah.
But that's a good sign, though.
Yeah. Okay. So for this very first episode, we're going to go through all of the introduction performances that were in episode 1. So if a person didn't perform this time, we probably won't talk much about them yet. And then we're going to give our ranking if it's an up or a down vote.
Right, yeah.
I want to do it. It'll be fun.
No, that's fine.
We haven't talked about that yet.
No, that's fine.
And then we're going to talk about our top 7.
Which has got to be changed a bit, too, because I voted too early. Real quick, though, the Queendom series is part of the Kingdom series. It's like Mnet's. They take existing idols, they put them through some hell for a while, and then they form, I guess, a temporary group. Or in this one, they're forming a temporary group, and the other ones, they just had a winner.
Right.
And Queendom, it was, well, I won't spoil it. Go watch the older episodes. They're a lot of fun. Kingdom was especially fun, so I'm excited to see that. It was a bit more touchy-feely, huggy-wuggy with each other. This is starting off to be a little more drama.
The Queendom ones, the ones with women, a little bit more competitive. And they're like, do we want to get into that? Do we want to talk about that?
Yes,
I don't know.
For a second,
I don't know.
It's very dramatic, but just if you watch these series, especially if you're a younger person who hasn't experienced a lot of life and drama, just keep in mind that the girls don't hate each other. The drama is manufactured. It's for fun. I actually really enjoy it anymore because I like to see the tricks that Mnet use to get us to be clicking up, because you will stay watching these shows for all 3 hours or 2 hours. It works, but it's for fun. There are some real tears and but it's also good to see that because you see how the idols support each other. They're all in the same boat. Having said that, go ahead.
Ready to jump into
Let's
the
do
performances?
it, of course.
Okay, so we're going to go through all the performances for this episode. So, first, we had AOA's Dohwa, also known as Chanmi, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. She's going solo, basically.
Is she?
Yeah. She said she's like a.
I think
she's saying
yet?
No. I think she's saying it's her new project. I can't. She talks about it in the series.
She did a combo song of Elvis and Bingle Bangle.
What Elvis? I saw that, and
That's
I
an AOA song.
do not. Oh, I was like,
These are both her
what
songs.
we talking
Unless
about?
I'm wrong, correct me. But
Elvis.
Yeah, a song called Elvis.
I need to look it up. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, but AOA I've heard was a sexier group.
Yes.
A little bit more.
Yeah,
now,
they were mature.
She came out with red hair. She's one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. She's like a supermodel. She really is. And so as soon as she came out, I was like, whatever happens to her, she could be an actress, a model, an idol. She's already, now I don't know her age, but she's been around for a while.
I don't know.
I mean, she's probably ancient, like 26 or something, in idoldom. That's really old.
Yeah.
But she's just gorgeous. What do we think of the song and the performance?
She went first, so probably a little bit of nerves, maybe.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Very much.
Not only that, not only are you performing first, but you're performing first on the first episode of a series.
And just finding out that they're going to upvote and downvote you, you're going to get rated by the people that are your peers. So like overall, she did okay. Like, I'm not familiar with the songs. It wasn't super powerful or anything. It wasn't super energetic either. She had a little bit of a problem with her skirt, which I wouldn't knock her for that. I wouldn't downvote for that.
But idols, it's like you ask any actor, what do you not work with? Children and animals.
Props.
What do you ask an idol? What do you don't work with? Don't work with props. Like, it just looking in hindsight, you can see that the skirt was kind of bulkier in that section. It had like, because she is so thin, you know, it like you could tell there was a rip off thing there. Just stop with that stuff. Don't mess with your idol. I think that really did mess with her nerves.
Yeah.
But I think she did a little bit of a rap. She did some singing. I think she was actually fine. I think the downvote, upvote numbers, what would that be called? Ratio, I guess. You know, it could have probably been closer to even. But
she got 11 upvotes, 16 downvotes, so more downvotes.
I wouldn't have they made it seem like everybody started downvoting her when the skirt had an issue. Yeah. You know, that might have happened or not. For people out there who are wondering, it's some of the idols are clever in hiding their downvotes or hiding their button pushing so they can't film them. But they can just see who pushed what button. They have it all electronically. So
they didn't show it in the episode, but afterwards in a little clip, I think, they have it on paper to give to each person. You can see the list of names.
People who downvoted you.
And you could choose to see it or not. I don't know if they're going to show that maybe next episode or if they're going to not show it at all. You could choose to see. Like me, I would not choose because you don't want to be resentful towards anybody.
No, but Borah didn't because she got everybody upvoted. So like
Except
it depends.
Two.
Would you on the opposite side? Would you, if you got all these downvotes, would you want to see who downvoted? You knew pretty much everybody did. Who cares? I would be like, it was a cute attempt at drama. The best, we'll talk about the best section of that.
Like, as we talk, I wanted to kind of like say, as we talk about the upvote, downvote, or whatever in ours as well, like, this is about, like, this 2 minutes of this person's whole career. It does not mean, like, we dislike them as a person or
absolutely not.
Or any of the other idols.
I love every member of this. I love.
Or, like, their skill set in general. It's about how what was the impact of this 2 minutes? Was it impactful or not? And again, it was kind of, at first I was like, wow, you know, being judged by your peers, other idols are going to look at it differently because they're performers as well.
Yes.
Whereas we're not, you know. Like, I'm a softie. In reality, I'd probably vote up for everybody.
If we're supposed to, exactly, if it was up to us, we'd be upvoting everybody because the vote is not, are they bad or good? It's, could I have done better or worse? They explain it at the beginning. I know that sounds trivial, but when you go into a jury, when you're they give you instructions to the jury, and it does help you maintain your mission. And when Taemin, the goddess she is, tells you to think a certain way, consider the up means you could have done better, the down means that you could not, or whatever.
Right.
Down means I couldn't have done, you know, whatever. I think that they weren't necessarily downvoting somebody because they thought they were bad. They just thought I could have done better, meaning this could have simply been I could have avoided this mishap with the skirt. I do a lot of prop work, you know. I don't, who knows. Yeah. I think it was a fair vote.
Yeah. So what would you give, up or down?
If I'm me myself,
well, just like in our criteria,
because I'm a really good dancer and stuff.
Yeah, right. In our criteria, I'll say it's did that leave an impression? Was an impactful performance? How did you feel?
I mean,
up or down?
She's on spoiler. She's on my top, but more because I like her.
Yes.
She's incredibly beautiful. Like, everybody on the show is a visual, obviously, like incredible. Yeah. It's like these are all supermodels and stuff. But she just has a bit more, like, she reminds me a bit of a Jihan, a little bit more of a mature look, but just so pretty. So I would, for that impact, I would give it an upvote. But for the performance, I'd have to do a downvote. Just because
you have to pick one.
Okay, the energy left, I'd downvote because she seemed like
I
her
would do
nerves
downvote
were getting
just
to
because
her.
The expressiveness wasn't there. Like, it had you can see here these like fabrics and like
it wasn't as elegant as it could have been.
The energy wasn't. It was kind of like just a little bit down.
Yeah. So downvote for me as well.
Yeah.
Quick side note: there is a conspiracy theory floating out there.
What?
It's the hottest new one. Forget the Q and all that stuff like that. This is like the hottest new conspiracy theory because she does mention on the show. I can't remember the exact quote, but kind of indicates that you don't give the best performance immediately, and she's kind of saving the best for later. I don't think that's what she's doing. I think she
did say, "I'm not going to mess up again." She vowed to do better next time.
The translation could have been weird, but I think she was basically saying, "Okay, that was garbage. I know it, but I had to get it out of the way. Not garbage, you know, but that's kind of what she was saying."
Okay.
And so because you do have to consider Borah, for example. We'll get to her. How's she going to top that later? So there is some logic there, but I love her, but downvote.
We've got a lot to go through, so
Okay, it's going to be a long show.
Start moving. Next we have Weekly Zoa,
I don't know.
who did a combo of After School Rum Pum Pum.
After School could have been skipped.
I think so too.
That
was like my big
happy,
takeaway
it's
was
fine.
that like everyone loves After School because everyone loves Weekly, but like it's kind of like unless you're gonna do After School and do all of it and like really give that like whole thing, it kind of was like it felt like an intentional reference to say, remember, I'm from Weekly and everyone loves After School.
I mean, it was just her doing her charming,
But
you know.
But it wasn't my favorite. I kind of
didn't
would have rather just like either do just After School and like really kill it, or like do a different song and like.
Well, and
really
she went
kill
right
that.
into the chorus thing
Right.
too, which is it really felt like here's a compilation of my hot hits, you know, whatever. But if you're not a Weekly familiar with Weekly like us,
Right.
or like everybody should be, because they're amazing, except for that last album. You know, if you didn't know and you heard that little part, you'd be like, "Oh, that's kind of because that chorus is so incredible."
We are Weekly stans. We are disenfranchised Weekly stans. Like Weekly was one of my top girl groups
They're amazing.
before Jihan left, and they changed sounds, and then they haven't had a comeback since.
Monday's
so,
my bias.
mess. Like Weekly's like trajectory of their company, like mess.
I don't know how. Anyway,
But we love the Weekly members.
the fact you're seeing them on here might be a signal that they're trying another new. They're aware that last thing, although it sold a lot, didn't have the same impact nearly societally or culturally. Anyway,
She got 16 upvotes, 11 down.
I think it should have been closer to more like almost even. What would even be like 13, something like that. She did okay. Her charms are her charms. I understand it. She did granted, she did a great job for that type of song. It was a very much idol pop song. But when you come out like this, I think you should do a little bit more. You know, on your intro video, you should show your strengths.
She wasn't like really like pushing herself. Like some of the other people's song choices, we'll get to them, were really pushing themselves like outside of the comfort zone. And she just didn't do that.
And some of them
here.
made mistakes because of that.
Right.
I think she played it a little safe.
Played it safe.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's again a total supermodel. She's
Oh my
super
God.
tall.
She's so pretty. How can someone be that beautiful? It's insane.
And you can see how the choices in idols lately have been younger and taller.
Yeah.
As the show goes on, it's insane how tall. The youngest girl is the tallest girl.
Yeah.
She's great. I love all of Weekly. I think so far what we've seen, if they've all done great. I don't know what Rum Pum Pum is. I thought it was the Little Drummer Boy song.
I don't know.
But she did fine. She just exactly. I think she played it safe.
Yeah.
Would I have upvoted it? It didn't make that big of an impression. In fact, Weekly songs make an impression. Right. I think she should have just done a Weekly song, remix or something. Right. There's nothing wrong with embracing how good that music was. That would have made an impression to new people as well. So this one I'd have to downvote.
I would too, just because like
it's a bad system saying downvote, but you know what I mean.
I think that she played it a bit safe so that it didn't wow me at the end of the day.
It's not saying she wasn't good. She was great. She danced great.
Good.
She sang great and everything. So we'll have to talk about it a little bit. Some people obviously had lip sync, or some people they had us edited sound later. Some were more live. Man. I think she was probably a combo of both. But that's Mnet sing. That's not the artist sing. Yeah. She was good.
So that was Zoa. And then we had Triple S Jiwoo doing Triple S's song Rising.
Did she do Rising? I don't. It must be a remix, I think, a little bit. She did a combo thing. Yeah.
I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs of the year.
No, the best song. Triple S, their first big song was the
Generation.
Generation is.
But Rising is
good too.
Good, dude.
But go listen to Triple S Generation, and it's one of the best K-pop songs ever. Ever. It's amazing. It's amazing. It seriously is. They picked a good song to cover or to do, and the four of them did great. I don't know that she was in that 4-person group. I don't know. I don't think so.
It's like an NCT situation when there's so many members. I don't know.
Yeah, they have Triple S has a strange thing. Go look them up. She's the youngest, I believe, right?
Of the show, yeah.
Okay. And look at how tall she is.
Yeah, I love that song. I think the styling for the song to have to do the suits and the hat and stuff was a bit of an odd choice.
I'm gonna give some props though for making a decision to not put her in something inappropriate for her age.
Yep.
she's tall and very pretty, of course. She's got the new modern look. They like a more natural, big ears, really adorable, but
just very, very cute. She is the
huge.
cutest
She's got to
little
be.
thing.
I think she's literally like 7'2".
7'2".
Well, in metric in Korean, that would be like 8'12", which would be 9 feet. But her hat covered her, which they complained about. I didn't care about the hat covering her because, like a Michael Jackson thing, you can do that and look cool. That's what she was going for a bit of a Michael Jackson covered my eyes thing. But she's just new. You can tell her weakness on the stage.
She's a baby idol. She was only debuted him like a little over maybe 2 months.
Didn't she say 70 days?
Yeah.
But other than that, no, I think she's good. It didn't make really an impression on me at all, other than the fact that I want to see more of her because I like her potential. I love Triple S. I
love Triple S.
I think she'll definitely climb to the challenge.
We're kind of skipping ahead because I think the actual next round of the show is where they form the 2 teams for the 2 new songs that they released before the show started.
Yeah.
And there's the one that's kind of a girl crush song and the one that's kind of in like a Triple S / New Jeans style.
Yeah.
When she performed that song, like, she stood out to me the most.
Yeah.
I was like, that's her from show. I love her. So I adore her. I'm rooting for her. She's one of my picks. But this particular performance, probably a down vote.
Some people had more of it.
It was just, I think they maybe, if they would have put her in and done a bright, like,
not cutesy,
youthful,
weekly kind of style, after school style.
Even just doing Rising in the style they normally perform it, would have probably made a bigger impact than trying to do it in this more
not mature, but Michael Jackson stuff
style. I don't think those 2 things mixed.
They're trying to make her look more cool than she is. She's actually she's an interesting, cute, humongous little girl. Like, she should have come out and done some Summery Bop or something. I don't know, but it was fine. I think I completely agree with these down and up vote ratio.
Yeah.
Some people were like, "Oh, that was interesting," but most people were like, "Oh, she could have done better."
But wanting to see more from her for sure.
Yes, of course.
Next, we had Cherry Bullet's Jihan doing Chungha's Gotta Go.
This is a horrible screenshot.
I know.
It's like all blurry.
I can't help it.
It comes from the way that's all they have on
it. And just absolutely came out and slayed all day. Like,
this performance. I don't want this to sound bad to Lolits out there, because I am a Lolit myself. Cherry Bullet's one of my alt groups.
Yes.
Of all their albums, I enjoyed the Love and Space one the best. Broken is probably one of my favorite K-pop songs, period. But Jiwon has always, from what I've seen, because I haven't deep dove into Cherry Bullet like maybe alt fans have, I haven't gone there yet. She's always, she was this way in Girls Planet. She's this way. She was this way on the reality show. She's always just kind of there, and she's very pleasant. And she's, of course, one of the prettiest girls on the show. She's a supermodel, but she doesn't stand out for herself that I've seen yet.
Yeah.
Then she does this. Now, granted, I admit that this is coming from my very particular point of view of being a newer Cherry Bullet fan. Other fans, this might not have been such a standout performance because they've seen her do something. I don't know, but I never have. And she comes out and she's so pretty, but she's never really done sexy, if that makes sense. Maybe she has somewhere. But she, really. In Girls Planet, was a bit hokey with the leather and it was a little bit, it was kind of try-hardy, But I have been waiting for Jiwon to do something to separate herself from the Borah attention.
Right.
The sun that radiates around Borah. And she came out and it did the props, stood on somebody's back or whatever, all that scary stuff, and didn't mess it up, dances well, and then hits a high note with, I have to say, the sexiest thing you can do as a singer is have a vein pop out of your neck. Girl or boy or other, you get a good vein to pop. That
means you're working.
Sexy, appealing, attractive, whatever word you want to use. I don't mean I'm not trying to say she's eye candy or anything. I'm just saying it looks, it's appealing.
Right. Yeah.
The only thing, a similar thing is when Borah does her whole chest heave shake when she's hitting those vibratos. It's just it like blows you away. She hit that high note, vein pops out. And I was like, crap, I already voted, and Jiwon wasn't on my list. I didn't think she was going to stand out. And I
Yeah.
think these votes absolutely say what I
I'm
was
proud
thinking.
of her because, like you said,
Well, you can
I
see
feel
how
like
hard she
she's
worked.
often, kind of for Cherry Bullet, like center/visual, but not really recognized for her individuality or skill. And this was one where it was like, she could go solo. Like she could be like Chungha.
Exactly.
Are you kidding?
That's
Like,
literally
and
what I
where
was
did
thinking.
that come from? Like, we had no idea.
It comes from weeks of
So I
practice.
love that.
You know.
I was super proud, like, to see that. It
Well,
was
people
really
give
cool.
groups like
Upvote
Cherry
all the
Bullet.
way.
Oh yeah, people give Cherry Bullet and groups like that. They call them Nugu and stuff, and they don't do. But those people in those groups are while they're not doing every festival in the world, they're busy dancing and singing and practicing. And she obviously prepared for this. She's taking it seriously. That's never. You should never disparage somebody for doing that well and coming out. And not only that, but she let her voice stand out a little bit. It wasn't exactly a unique voice or a super powerful voice, but it definitely sounded like her. And I think that this was a brilliant move for her to come out and just kick ass.
Yeah.
And if you think of Charon, the other member of Cherry Bullet who's on the show, she kind of suffers a similar thing. She's kind of just there. That's fine. You don't have to be the loudest idol or whatever. But she came out and made a statement with this, and I was like, well, she's now one of my favorites. I was just so blown away.
She did a really good job.
So downvote for me. I'm kidding.
Har. And then next we had Rocket Punch Suyun doing Taemin's Advice. This is one
brave choice.
like where we said I think there was like several Taemin songs where I thought like now that's like playing the game on hard mode, like picking a Taemin song.
Taemin is the prince of K-pop.
He
as far as the artist prince.
There's just
He's
such
hard to do.
He's just such a singularly unique and powerful.
He's such a Taemin.
Visual and dancer and vocalist that when you cover Taemin, there's always, for me, it's really hard to like let the performance stand on its own and not compare it to the original like a lot. So I think she was super brave in doing that song. I think she did a pretty darn good job though.
I am in no way in agreement of these down and up votes. If anything, I would flip them 15 up, 12 down, maybe. People are like, she didn't hit the high notes right and stuff. Okay, first of all, Taemin in that song, I guarantee you might have hit the high note once. They clip it, copy, paste. I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's also what I'm saying is that it's also that part is also backed up with the keyboard with some pitching. There's a lot of processing going in that part. I'm not saying he can't sing that, but I'm saying it's stylized to sound like a sharp high note. And she, if you watch it, from what I could tell, she was singing the harmony, lower register of the harmony with that high part. So she wasn't doing that. I can't even do it. The everybody, if you know the song, it's that highest part of Advice. So she just cleverly did the lower part. But meanwhile, she's doing all these dances and getting flipped upside down and whatever. Something about her, other than looking like Jennifer Lawrence when I first saw her, something about her when she came out, I was like, who is that? I love Rocket Punch. I'm new to them. Yellow Punch is the best album by far. I absolutely love that album. I think it's one of my favorites. It's just so fun, 80s sounding. But I couldn't even name the other people in Rocket Punch other than Jury because I love Jury. But then she comes out and like, who is this? And then she does this song. She gets all the downvotes, but she's like, hey, I'm going to throw away my manners. I guess that was the translation. She probably meant what? Like throwing down the gauntlet kind of saying? I don't know. Somebody tell me. But I loved her attitude. I love her look. I liked her the suit. Again, they're giving some of these ladies more comfortable clothes to dance in and some of them more slinky. And I love how she looks cool. She's just got
I'd give her an upvote.
I'm saying.
That's playing the game on hard mode and to like pull it off and have a bit of a like swag to how you did it and stuff like.
It's just interesting when people will pick on her not, from their perception, hitting the high note of a song that was already kind of characterized by its keyboard heavy. You know what I'm saying? It was that high note was stylized to be that high.
Right.
And again, not saying anything against Taemin, but live, he's not doing that either. He's going to be lip syncing the probably
sometimes,
the high note.
yeah.
As hard as he dances. And
I don't want to get into the lip sync debates.
I'm not either. I
really don't care.
I'm not either, but I'm saying don't concentrate. If you don't concentrate on the fact that she's singing the lower register of it, her performance was really good. It's fine to sing
the lower register.
Right. She's doing
It's fine to do that.
The Taeyeon song, we'll talk about that, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying overall as an impression, I was like, now I
Yeah.
got to put her on my list. She was really interesting. Her personality, I'm like, oh, so that's what Jerry does. She brings along people who are crazy as her. Like, I loved her attitude. She's happy and but like fierce. You know, like she's burning to really work at the show. That's just
Yeah.
I love that
Good
attitude
job. I really like it.
because she knows it's going to be a long haul. So
Yeah, it is. And then next we had Wua's Nana doing another Taemin song, Move, which again, playing the game on hard mode, doing Taemin songs, especially Move. Everything I've heard from like people who dance or whatever is that like you watched the Move choreography and it's like very subtle.
wait, didn't she
so
do?
you think is that easy? Yeah. No, that was
Okay,
someone else.
that's right. Oh, that's right.
That makes it seem like it's easy because it's very small movements,
very
but it's
slow,
actually
or
very,
very
very
slow.
slow. It's actually really hard
Of
because the
course.
amount of control you need to be able to do that like is really high. I'm not as familiar with Nana. I know that I'm not really familiar with Wua either. I know she's like a music show MC host and is very popular.
Yeah, I think
in
she's
Korea.
the one who's doing it with Suki right now, and was doing it with Moon Sua, but who was taking a break. But yeah,
So I think she's super popular actually in Korea, but I don't know her very well.
I don't even know
but
Wua that much at all.
me
I need to
neither.
look into him because she did a great job. When somebody's known as a dancer and they come out, you automatically quote unquote forgive their singing. I couldn't remember her singing. Granted, Taemin on some of his songs, doesn't belt. He just does these real.
Right.
He's like I said, like Prince of K-pop. Some songs he'll belt, and some
He
songs
has
he'll
a
just do
style
a
of singing.
style.
It's not just belting.
Oh, he has an amazing style.
Belting isn't the only way you can be a good singer,
Exactly,
guys.
exactly. But so I didn't really pay attention to her singing much. It didn't really make an impression on me. The dancing I think did for the slow parts. It was hard, so I would totally upvote her.
Yeah, me too.
Just the outfit, the excuse my language, the balls in some of these, like to come out in some of these outfits, and it's hard. It is just hard.
But I will say it
And she
doesn't.
felt confident to me.
It doesn't top the best female idol covering Taemin's Move ever, which was Momo and Twice covering Move, which is legendary.
Momo
like-
from Twice.
Like, well, everyone go like
I've never
do
seen
some
that.
Googling. I'll show you
okay.
afterwards.
Oh, okay.
God tier.
Yeah, no, Twice has got tier. But...
Like.
So no,
Holy crap.
I agree with the ratio.
I think it was Move, right? Am I wrong?
Either way,
I know Twice did a Taemin song, and it was like the most legendary
all of Twice
performance. Like a few members
Oh, okay.
of a female idol group covering a Taemin song. I think it was Move.
Now I also have to say though,
What?
with all the dancers, probably what 3 or 4 are known as main dancers, Chaeyeon and Yoram and stuff. They all are great and impressive, but I like that they came out and did show that.
Yeah.
It just makes me excited. We haven't seen a single rap line. Well, we kind of saw some rap.
Next episode.
Next
are the
episode will
rappers.
be the rappers, which
Yeah,
is
Yuki.
I always explain this. I like groups K-pop because it's like being in the comic book groups. One person's the person with eye vision and the other person's invisible or whatever. And you have your singers, your dancers, your rappers, your all-arounders. And so I like when they come out and they show like their superpower like this. And I think she did her job.
Yeah.
So upvote for sure.
Next we have IZ*ONE's Chaeyeon.
I'm
I'm not familiar with the song that she did.
my bias in IZ*ONE for sure. One of my top idols.
From what we heard, they like changed her song last minute.
She was trying to
seemed
get.
pretty upset the
She
whole
was trying to get an
episode.
EXO song. They didn't give her the copyright. Now this is what she's saying. Who knows?
Okay.
I believe her, but and so she didn't have 6 hours before the show necessarily to do this. She had only had around 6 hours of practice with this song,
Oh wow.
and so she, from what I could kind of take, and somebody out there who speaks Korean and English, let me know. But from the translations and stuff, she was concentrating on the moves, and if you watch her performance, she was looking down a lot and stuff, and kind of like look. But of course, she's Chan, so she hits the moves fine. But she felt a little deflated to me, energy. So
Yeah.
I actually kind of on these. I'm not saying I would downvote it. I still would upvote it because it's Chan and she is that good. But her energy seems so low. I didn't know if she was trying to put on a persona of like toughness.
Yeah,
or something.
I would have like to be real. I would have to downvote. I've seen her do better.
Oh,
and
I've seen
now that we know the
freelances.
kind of circumstances of it, that like she maybe wasn't as rehearsed as she
She
wanted.
might have not been feeling
She
well.
seemed like, I don't know if it's just evil editing or what, but she seemed a bit distracted and tired and kind of upset, and like just in general not feeling great. She has since left the show.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
So
But somebody said one of those.
it just seemed like something was maybe off, and the fact that she left the show, it's like, okay, I get it. Maybe you don't want to do another super competitive show again after Street Woman Fighter and stuff. So it was kind of like, you know.
Well,
for me.
one of those Korean kind of drama, K-pop drama channels. You know, there's like 4 of them.
Okay.
But you know, you watch it, but they were saying that Korean citizens, when she announced she was going to be on the show, sent her a bunch of hate and stuff.
Why?
Because like, you know, you're a loser.
What
You have to go on a
for?
show. You can't even, you know.
That is awful.
This
Why?
is what they said. Who knows? Somebody out there tell me if they know. But that's a possibility. She was just not feeling like, I don't want to go through this again. She could have been not feeling
I
well.
think this was around the time that she was promoting her last album too, which was really good, by the way.
Which is
Both of her albums are really, really
her
good.
mini albums. There's 8 songs total.
I love her
believe,
solo stuff.
Her solo stuff was so good. I was like, why didn't she do
Right.
do her first
Hush Rush.
Hush Rush? And somebody on the subreddit said, well, no, she needs to show off her dance moves. And I said, well, that's what a dance break is for. But it would show her bright side. An idol like Chan, they're trying to sell as fierce and determined and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily think she's that way. I'm not saying she's not fierce and determined.
I think she
likes to dance.
Needs to be that way for some reason.
Well, yeah. She likes to be in a group, I think. She did so amazing in Eyes One. You could see her really be herself. She likes to perform, but having an attitude isn't necessarily her thing. Being like, excuse my language, like bitchy or something. They were trying to make her seem that way. It's like, that's Chaeyoung. Like, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah, I don't know where all that came from.
And she's got a good voice.
We didn't watch Street Woman Fighter because I
found
it
I
a bit
saw,
too
I watched a bunch of
like cringe, to be honest. I don't know why.
That's what she was suffering from, I think, too.
But anyway, like, yeah.
People were yelling, like people surrounding, just yelling at her and stuff.
Really?
She's like, this is not a, you know, it's a bit much.
And she said she was strategically downvoting everyone, which kind of I felt like, okay, maybe. I mean, maybe it's.
That's not a good strategy.
Maybe you shouldn't be here.
Maybe you're tempting karma, Chaeyoung, which is why you got the 7 downvotes. She was real upset by the performance. I thought that this ratio was fine. I actually would have given her more downvotes, just because I know Chaeyoung and stuff like that. Even with the lack of preparation, I think she seemed to be really down or something.
Yeah.
Again, that's not her fault, but if I had to pick, I'd say a downvote.
Yeah,
it breaks my heart because she's one of my favorite idols, literally one of my top 5.
Yeah.
But she was so angry, and it felt to me a bit that she was kind of redirecting to anger to be like, to give herself an excuse. Because what's her name said, well, you did well, and she said, well, I got 20 upvotes. That means everybody's overrating me. So she's trying to belittle herself even more. She should have just been like, I could have done better. Not smiled if she doesn't feel like smiling, but you know what I mean? Like, try to have. I just held on because she would have been so good in the freaking show. And she would have been so good in the group.
I wish she would have had a better experience and then stayed, but it is what it is.
The song was just kind of rough. Like, if you didn't have the rights to EXO, which EXO would have been fun, of course. Boy song covers are always interesting when do your own material. It's so fun and so good.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I don't know. And the fact it's called Talk Talk, like Knock Knock too, kind of because her song's called Knock.
And then we have a non-K-pop idol. She's Thai, named Faye. Faye?
I think so, something like that.
I think they're saying it like kind of like pie. Faye.
I thought so too.
Pie. So I'm not familiar with her. I don't think a lot of people are, but she apparently went viral in Korea for covering Hype Boy. So she came out and did Hype Boy and then like a little bit of a rap part.
Not only did her cover get like 20 million, whatever, but 600,000 or some odd people got views on them using her song. So you know how you can use the audio from a song. They used her cover. So what she got known for wasn't necessarily dancing and stuff, but her vocals of that song, because she had that lovely voice. Just a plain. I don't want to make that sound like a bad deal, but like a simple voice, beautiful, clear voice. And she sang that a little bit when she did the Hype Boy. And everybody in the comments and that I saw were like, I wish she would have just sang the whole Hype Boy song. That's such a pretty. But
I think she wanted to throw a little bit of a rap thing in there too.
Yeah, and then she did her own song. That's her own song from her Thai career, because she's an actress and an idol in Thai.
Okay. Right.
She's so, I don't want to say strange, but I've never seen someone look like, so unique looking, so beautiful. Like, put her in a group. She's got to be in a group.
She's so and she's a very much a wild card in the whole show because she's not like from a K-pop group. She did all of her like comments in the commentary in English,
which is easier for her than Korean.
I think she's just learning Korean.
Her cute little, she was like, really? What was the weird word? I can't remember what it is for really. Jinja? Because it sounds like a cute word.
So yeah, I'm excited to get to know her more.
Yeah,
I thought she's cool.
Yeah,
I would upvote her. I would.
For her look, yeah, but the performance, I wasn't blown away. I would have honestly probably downvoted. As far as did an impression, it didn't really, because I've heard Hype Boy and stuff. I've heard it a million times. I liked her voice. I would
have voted for her interpretation of it and the fact that she mixed it in with her own song and did a little bit of rap and a little.
She should have went a little softer on the rap. I liked her. She went a little hard, but I mean, great. She's gonna go far. I think. I think she probably will even make it because she just is so interesting. Yeah, interesting performance.
And next up, we had High Keys Rina, who did pop pop pop, pop pop pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Downvotes like way out of hand. Way out of hand.
Completely out of control.
Like what are y'all doing?
Now here's a quick side question. Here's
out of control.
Quick side. Calm down on the downvotes. Here's a quick side thing. Other than the pink feathers.
I thought she did great.
Okay, when the idols are voting up or down. I don't think they can see the number up or down. They shouldn't be able to see up or down. Like if there's
to be influenced by each other.
Your vote influence.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't think they can see it because I think when they show it, it's kind of off to the side.
Right.
So this is an honest. Like if you push down because she missed a high note, she broke her.
It wasn't even that bad.
Who cares? But if you press down, you might be thinking, oh, I'm the only one pressing down. It's all right. But then Cheon said that thing at the beginning, like. I'm strategically voting everyone down, and I made the joke, which is possible, that everyone got all down votes. The entire show.
What if everyone did that?
Everyone did that same strategy, Cheon.
You can't do that.
So that tells me the crack messed with enough. Like Borah's a bit of a snob probably about singing because she's a god, so she might have downvoted. But I think
she served. I don't know what.
I think this should have been. I think it should have been reversed.
I thought she did a great job. I thought she had the energy. She had the facial expression. She was giving me pop pop pop. Like I thought she did great. Like the high note. Like everyone's like, focusing on the high note crack. Like that was like the slightest, smallest little error I've ever heard. It was totally. Like like she's singing for real, like it happened.
Very possible.
That does not bother me at all.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
It's very possible that Mnet is letting us see some mistakes from some more than others.
And the edit on her was like they have it out for this girl, and I have no idea why.
She'll be fine.
Why?
Her agency and all the other idols should probably take her side and say, who cares?
They were just framing her in like the worst possible way.
Well,
and I was like,
we'll talk about
why?
It because what's her name from Weekly did the same song, whatever. As far as her performance, it didn't blow me away. As far as like Borah's, like this, like it hits you in the face with a brick, kind of blow me away.
No, but it was fun. But it was very energetic. She has good facial expressions.
A K-pop song and a K-pop performance, she did great. She looks great. She dances great. The short hair, of course, I'm thinking to what's her name from
I'm biased towards
Vivi's,
a girl in a bob.
Yeah, but she was totally cute, totally adorable. She needs to worry about nothing. Who cares if you cracked a single note?
Nobody should
especially
care.
when you're starting off a brand new show in front of a bunch of your seniors, in front of Taemin. You're gonna crack a note here and there, but at least she was singing live.
Yeah,
she did great. The whole vibe was fun, and compared to Jihan's, which we'll talk about, this was the more proper. Interpretation of pop, which is closer to a little bit older. Not saying she's old, but a little bit closer to what's her name's age, the original artist of pop. Not so cutesy, more like a love song, not I'm cute song, if that makes sense. But I thought she did great, and I liked the feathers, but it was a complete mistake. Get the feathers. She kept getting them in her mouth and stuff.
Yeah, but the fact that they went out of their way to make sure that in the edit they included the parts where she got the little feathers in her mouth was so unflattering.
Trying to take them off her tongue.
It was super unflattering, but they went out of the way to put it in. I was like, Mnet, y'all are serious.
Well,
come on.
It's like showing a clip of somebody scratching their nose and it looks like they're picking their nose from the side. It's like, what are you doing? She was scratching her nose.
Mnet.
And again, another
come on.
Another case of the outfit. Again, I'm not saying she looks better. I'm just saying that poor girl, feathers, you're half dress, like you're cold. I mean, these idols go through a lot. An 18-hour filming day. I like her. I thought she was great, and her teammate, I'm actually really looking forward to. She has such a cool look. She had spikes on her jacket and stuff. So yeah, she did great. Upvote for me.
Upvote for me. And then we have weekly Jihan also doing pop pop pop. But
I wonder if somebody could do a cute song. Who's gonna do a cute? Oh, okay, it's Jihan. I would have never guessed she was gonna do a cute song. It would be cool if she came out screaming like metal, like.
She did a Dreamcatcher cover.
Yeah, Dreamcatcher.
No, Jihan came out and served God tier Aegyo.
I mean, give me a break.
She's just the most adorable little dimple cutie.
She is.
She is an idol. Like, she hatched from an egg to be an idol. This is idol.
Like,
yeah, I love Jihan.
But she can do other stuff. We know she can do
without Jihoon, my actual weekly bias being
Jihoon
in the
was
group.
The best.
Jihan is my new bias in weekly. So I thought she was adorable. It was a good song choice for her.
Some people can do
They made it more of like a cute summer song instead of like a, I don't know, more.
It was like a love song. Like, your love makes me happy. She did more, I'm cute. This is what she's doing. It's more about Jihan in this
It was a
version,
totally different
which is fine.
Interpretation, kind of like a cute summer bop. She was very much in her comfort zone. I don't fault her for being in her comfort zone. Because she serves what she needs to serve. She comes out, she does what she needs to do.
Some people get a bit maybe even annoyed or tired of the constant bubbly blah blah blah. But to sit there in an 18-hour day and then come out and do that performance and keep up your spirits and keep up people's spirits around you. As somebody who at work, for example, I'm often the one keeping people's spirits up. To be in that outfit, you have to sit there. You can't mess with your makeup. You're hungry.
I love her little gloves.
They look like they'd be comfortable, but also annoying to wear. Like kind of fun,
adorable.
like fingerless gloves.
I love her little gloves.
Yeah, it's like little cat hands. But of course, the ratio here of the ups and downs, I think, are appropriate. Yeah. It didn't blow you away. It was a cute Jihan song, but you're like...
But she delivered.
You're like, this girl could...
She delivers.
It's almost like she could be in Weekly or something.
It's like almost.
She delivered. Yeah, totally upvote for me. She was adorable.
Yeah,
I'd be completely happy if she made it in the group.
Me too. I'm really, really...
How old is she, by the way? Do we know?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I kind of got it out of order, but...
That's fine.
Next we have WJS and Yorum's doing Kai's And... I mean, she was amazing. What else
all this does to me
say?
is point to the kind of androgyny of Taemin, which is so cool.
This isn't a Taemin song. This is Kai.
Oh, Kai as well. He's put out a lot of songs that are very feminine and stuff like that.
I'm very biased towards EXO, and Kai's music is my favorite. Insane, yeah. So anybody doing this song, but she did it justice and did a really cool job of using it to show off her dancing skills because that's her specialty.
Again, kind of a slow
and doing really
groove,
cool stuff. Yeah,
the neck thing.
It was great.
Yoram is not the most powerful singer in the world. Kind of like Kai, he's not the lead singer in the groups, but they definitely can sing. All these idols, by the way, can sing.
She does work.
All these idols can sing and dance and rap. Even I guarantee it. These idols are meta-human people. They can do all sorts of stuff, but that's not her specialty. So I thought that fit Kai's level, and she was using it to show the dancing more. Not only that, but these dancers are often doing stuff with this. Backup dancers, the involvement there shows your concentration, keeping yourself looking cool while you're being lifted up and everything. And also liked her outfit.
It was so cool.
A ton. It reminded me, didn't they do Luna? Remember they did in Queendom, they did those cool fighting outfit looking things? They look really so cool. Where they're feminine, but they're not princess dressy like Borah, So I of course, thumbs up.
It was so I love WJSN anyway. And Yoram was my first bias before I got to know the rest of the members.
She is also a Gelfling from Dark Crystal.
Indeed.
But she did a little bit of WJSN, whatchamacallit at the beginning, just a little, remember who I am kind of thing, which is fine.
Yeah.
If you don't know, and spoiler alert, WJSN won the last Queendom 2.
Yeah.
Deservedly so. There's some who are saying that Luna would have won if they had not missed the first performance.
Right.
Probably so, but still, great performance. Thumbs up, or what do you call it?
Make room in your top 7 for Yoram. Everybody is all I'm saying. Make room in your top 7 for Yoram.
I don't know. She might hit a wall with
the WJSN members. Completely dominated Girls Reverse because of how popular they are. They're going to dominate this. She's going to dominate this because of how popular.
It's not just
WJSN
popularity
is.
Though too. They're good.
But
they're
popularity.
Very good too. Yeah,
this
of course.
Is the popularity contest.
Aren't they SM Entertainment?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, Monster X is the label.
Yeah, Starship.
Starship. So they work hard over there, and it obviously shows. I would like to see her do a vocal. I want to hear her voice more because she does have a unique voice. It's kind of like a mid pitch.
Yeah, so. She on Queendom. She mainly did dance stuff. That was what she was focused on.
But remember in Queendom, they were talking to her. She's known as a dancer, but she's never really done a lot of solo-y kind of stuff.
She took over the position of main dancer whenever the main dancer Vivian left. So
from China,
she was talking about how the pressure of that and stuff in Queendom.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was really good.
I love Your Arm.
There was a lot of her in Queendom. A lot of getting to know her in Queendom.
Yeah. And she's funny. All that
she's
stuff.
She's so cute.
Yeah, very cute.
She's so beautiful. Okay. And then we had Woo Yun doing Taeyeon's INVU. INVU. That song is so good.
It's a good...
But it's so difficult.
Here was the problem. Okay, you go ahead if you want. I don't agree with the ratio here.
Go ahead.
I think it should have been closer to middle, average. Because none of them did only 4 upvotes bad. Like all of them did at least 10 upvotes.
Jiwoo got like 4 upvotes bad.
Who did?
Triple S Jiwoo got really low.
Well, she was a kid. But, this is an experienced idol. I don't think she did a 23 down, whatever the percentage is, right? The problem with this song, it's not because Taeyeon was there. I understand. I mean, there is some nerves there, of course. It was that song and Taeyeon's song, her voice is first and foremost in her songs. Mm-hmm. It's like IU. When Borah does IU, she does IU's vocals.
Yeah.
You can't really remix or mess with Taeyeon's.
Her
voice is the thing.
Yeah, it sounded pretty different. So you need to come out.
I think she should have done, if anything, I don't know, more like
maybe a Girls' Generation song.
No, like if she's gonna do this, you know how Hype Boy, what's the group called? I can't remember Hype Boy.
New Jeans.
New Jeans, how they do like a young hip style,
relaxed.
A hip young murmur rap style of Iron View, but she's putting her vocals in it. You can hear her vocals. We should have heard her singing something, and she didn't hit the high note. They said she lip synced the high note.
They literally called her out in the subs, on the screen.
Yeah, chooses the lip sync.
I was like, okay,
now
that was rude.
The thing about that too is that's Mnet saying that. They're the ones who control what.
Yeah, no kidding.
And they know that my tummy. And they know she lip synced if she lip syncs, so they put that in. That's a bit.
That was harsh.
But this is what I'm saying. I'm glad she picked the song. I think it was interesting. It's a lovely song, but you can't minimize the voice in an Taeyeon song. Mm-hmm. That's what she's known for.
Yeah. And it's the same situation. It's a very similar situation with like Taemin Move, where I was watching her, and what came to my mind is often like if you watch like trainees in a show or like idols that have only debuted like a year or so or something like that versus experienced, is that like when you're used to the original and you kind of take that as like that's what I'm used to, that's the standard of like the way this is danced or whatever, and it's a very similar to Move where it's slow controlled movements.
Yeah.
And it has this very beautiful, striking, slow control. And when someone comes in who's doing that, who doesn't have that experience and doesn't have that control, that it looks a little like messy.
Right.
And that's what I took away. It made me appreciate like, wow, that like Taeyeon is like really good. Obviously, she's like amazing. That it just doesn't have that level of like fine detailed, confident, strong, controlled
right. But when
movements.
This shows to me a weakness in maybe the management or her own decision making or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, the vibe of that song is a slow, controlled dance. So you don't have to do the exact dance, but do something in that same vein.
It's just very,
it's showing that your muscular control it.
Yeah,
with
it's
this,
control.
She could have come out with an acoustic guitar and just sang a nice, gentle version and held that one note, even gently, but made it more sad or something. Mm-hmm. Because this song is about the vocals, and she took the vocal aspect out of it.
Yeah,
and that's why a lot of people are like,
it wasn't a good song choice. So I would only downvote. She should have done something else.
Yeah, I downvoted because the performance also didn't blow me away.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But I know she can do a lot better. So does her teammate, who voted her down, by the way.
Rude.
But this doesn't bother me. I was still really interested in her, the Woo ladies. Yeah. I was still interested in both of them, but they can do a lot better. I guarantee it.
And then last,
can we fast forward?
We we have Queen Borah from Cherry Bullet doing My Sea. Like, of course she did this song. Of course she looks like a ballerina in a fluffy white dress.
Yes.
And of course she came out
Downvote
and gave
this.
you a full,
By the way, that's my downvote right there.
a full-blown Broadway musical performance. Not only did she come out and slay the vocals, as you knew she was going to do, because she's covered this song before and can do it in her sleep. She sings it in the shower every morning, I bet you. Like, this is her song, you know? Not only did she do that, she's like, I'm going to throw in a little bit of a dance break. I'm going to do a little bit of a ballet.
Right.
She
Wasn't going to do like...
She's like, you know my specialty isn't dance, but you know what? I'm going to give you a little bit of ballet. I'm a ballerina. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to sing a high note.
I'm going to check the mail.
While, yeah, check the mail. I'm going to sing a high note while I'm being held in the air by backup dancers. You know what? That's what I'm going to do.
Which is why Taemin said when she was done, like, you're probably out of breath.
Damn.
But
Damn,
okay,
girl.
Okay, I don't want to talk for 2 hours about Borah because she's my number one idol. I have three. Basically, I have like Chaeyoung from Eyes When I have Sue Metal from Baby Metal. I have Borah. Of course, I have what's her name? I'm sorry, what's her name? I have all sorts of them spread across. But my main top three, like she's my number one.
Yeah.
Because what Borah is doing is she is becoming a conduit for. She's embodying that emotion for that moment.
Yes.
A good singer can do that. I'm not a Celine Dion fan. I'm a Whitney Houston fan, but I'm not a Mariah Carey fan. There's a difference there. Right. Whitney Houston put more, at least sold more emotion in her notes. Mariah Carey is more technical. Yeah. Impressive nonetheless, like Celine Dion. But Borah is more like Celine Dion, which is not my normal, as much as she's my favorite, it's not my normal favorite style of singing. But the reason I like Borah is because she's always on the verge of her head's going to explode. Like her chest is going to...
Because she has 4 lungs.
You can hear it. Everybody talks about how loud she is.
Yeah.
Comments on...
they got to sit there in person and watch her sing.
It was probably a bit loud. You've probably been like, God.
No, like, I want to see Borah perform. Why have I never got to see Borah sing?
The thing is, you can see also over her career with Cherry Bullet and her solo stuff, because there's that one video that went viral years ago, 3 years, 4 years, whatever it was, when she's on the solo show doing the song that she sang to the company to get when she was doing like her
auditions?
My audition. She sang that amazing song where she also does a similar up note that makes everybody cry. She did that years ago, so she's always been able to hit these power notes. But over time, you can see her tweaking her style. If you really pay attention to her, she's not just a powerful, loud singer. She's getting better. And I'm not saying she's not good now, but I'm saying that she is not to the level she'll go to. And this is why I don't necessarily always worry about Borah. People are always like, oh, she'll never make it. She's always the bridesmaid.
She better make it.
She has a career ahead of her until she's 80. I guarantee it. Or at least until she can hit those high notes and stuff. She's above, I don't want to say above K-pop, but she is beyond K-pop.
Yeah. Her skill set, her very specific skill set that you see in a performance like this, where she's just belting those notes and it's just beautiful. It's like Broadway.
She also does emotional, quiet notes.
Kind of wasted in Cherry Bullet, to be frank.
No, I mean, it depends. They use her
because they don't write songs that are like that. I think she would be very served to like do musicals or be a solo artist like IU. Like, I just think that there's just so much that she could do. Well,
there's so much to say about her because somebody put in the comments of her video, which now has 300,000 views. Or no, something like that. 900. Anyway, the biggest one I think is Chaeyoung's, and hers is the second. In the one that shows the reaction of the audience, whatever those are called, fan cams or whatever. Not fan cams, but anyway, she's got a lot of views. She's kind of going a little viral with it. Chaeyoung naturally goes viral because of Eyes One. I'm not saying she wasn't good, but I'm just saying that Cherry Bullet to get that kind of reaction is good. But I want her to remain in K-pop because as one of those comments on that video said, it would be nice if she went viral and brought attention to singing in K-pop again. I've always talked about this. I don't want to keep harping about it every time we do one of these shows. I know that K-pop is mostly about dancing and nothing else, but it not always was. Any older fans know that back in the day, they sang as live as you could possibly sing, cracks and all, but it was a live thing. And so she is the one hope we have, one of the few hopes, I should say, that we have of real live singing, powerful singing coming back to K-pop. Having said that, there are so many amazing, like 17 has amazing singers. WJSN, there's people in there that are just like, this is an amazing, they just, in K-pop, they don't necessarily get the chance to show it off. She's doing everything she can to show it off. She's making, decisions in her singing and in what she's trying to do to show, to say, no, this is important to me. This emotional outburst that is this high note of this song, because she sings the little delicate parts very pretty. She's amazing in that.
Unreal.
But she's not as good as she will be. I'm not saying she's not gonna. This is what excites me about Borah and why I like her, is because over these last few years I've gotten to see this young person, which is always exciting when a young person has talent. As an older person, you're getting older when you start to appreciate young people and their talents and their zest for life and stuff. And she has a kindness about her. She has a power about her and stuff like that. So, of course, it's a thumbs down for me. There's no way.
The only 2 thumbs down on this one was Cheyenne with her strategic, I'm going to downvote everybody. And number 2, Nana forgetting to do a vote because she was so enthralled. And not voting counts as a downvote. She literally was so enthralled she forgot to do it, and that's why there's 2.
It would have been 26-1. And to be fair, Chan, she might have pressed it. She might have pressed it before the thing.
Cheyenne girl.
Yeah, the karma came back.
Cheyenne girl.
I love Chan. She wasn't doing anything.
How
bad.
dare
I appreciate it.
For everyone else, but not for Borah.
The thing is Borah is she's adorable. She does all the sacrificial stuff that idols have to do. She's up at 6 a.m. like a grandma. They said, and on Girls Planet you can see that. And she's doing the training, the whatever, to get her naturally powerful voice better. And what I was really dying to see was an after back of the stage thing or whatever, Taeyeon's talking to her and saying, here's what I like.
What if they did a performance together? Oh.
Right, because Taeyeon's not that same power. She's that clear, beautiful note, right?
Taeyeon isn't a Broadway belter like Borah. Borah's a Broadway belter.
Right. Which is a different
thing.
A
different kind.
I went back and
Taeyeon makes me cry.
Yeah. Taeyeon's good. And IU just put out 7 or 8 days ago, before this clip here, put out My See Live. From I guess a concert video. And I'm not saying she of course did a better job, but the high note is known to her. She did it once. It was really hard, and she doesn't do it a lot live because it's very hard. Yeah. People say her performances live are a bit withdrawn because she's doing 3 hours or whatever. You have to be careful. Yeah. But she hits the note, and whenever she hits it, she smiles afterwards because she's happy she pulled it off. Borah, when she does those notes, is right on the edge, like I said, of something exploding. A lung, eyeball out of your, I don't know what it is, people's ears. There's a little bit of a chaos to Borah when she hits those. It's a bit too much for her little tiny body. It's like a horn.
But it conveys, it's like, that's why it's like a Broadway style, because it conveys like that painful emotion.
Exactly.
Where you're not afraid to get to the point where it's almost a little bit.
So why is Borah crying afterwards? Because she got so many emotions. No, she knew she was going to get some good ratio. There is something that happens to your body when you go through the motions of emotions, physically go through the emotions. Yeah. You physically act angry, you physically smile. It does affect your emotions. Yeah. And after that huge burst of sound, for only 2 minutes, it's a real quick song. They just do shorter songs. She has to come down. And just the performance, then the adulation coming from your peers, tears, and then I start crying and stuff like that. So, do I think she'll make it to the end? I think so.
I hope so.
I don't, but again, I want whatever she wants because she's my favorite idol. I've got that weird pseudo-social thing where I'm like, please tell me you're happy, that you get with your favorite idols. Because she's like a niece that I want her to be happy. She's so wonderful. But I'm not worried about it because she'll have a long career. Just take care of your voice, Borah, please, because you go so hard.
I know.
Anyway, thumbs down for me.
So, the voting on
my
this
Borah
one,
should be my number one.
The voting on this one...
I did mine before I watched the show.
Do you do it once per week? I don't really understand.
Once per week.
Which is kind of weird, but you pick all 7, which I like. If they keep it like this the whole time, where it's not like you've got to do your one pick.
No, it'll get down. It has to.
Because you're not making a solo artist. That's why I hate one picks. But anyway, we're doing the whole 7. This is my top 7 and Bo's top 7. My top 7 includes Borah, obviously.
You'll keep after watching the show. Because did you make yours before the show?
After.
Okay, I made mine before I even saw the show.
Okay. But my picks are not about performances. This is just my
Same.
picks are who I love already.
Same. But now I love everybody on the show.
So Borah, Jihan from Weekly, I love her. Jiwoo from Triple
Seeing
S.
Jiwoo, you'd
I
still
love
keep her in there.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
she's the most adorable little baby. I love
You
her.
need a matinee too. So.
I love her, and her performance in that original song, she stood out to me more than anyone.
Yeah, no, she's great. She's great.
So give it a minute. Don't go off that one performance.
Yeah, I
for
agree.
Jiwoo.
Okay.
Jui, I just like her. She was Momo Lamb bias. She's fun. I think she's got
got
something
experience.
to offer.
She could be the leader.
She's a delightful human. I wish her well. Jury, we love Jury. She's hilarious. She's so good, funny and good, and her hair is the most beautiful shade of orange I've ever seen in my life. We just love Jury. We loved her from other things, from freaking Produce and from Girls Reverse and everything.
She's great.
Yoram, WGSN fan,
Avi.
and Yuki. I'm Purple Kiss, a group of mine. I know Yuki's skills. They've shown her like 0 seconds in the entire show. But she's about to come out there, y'all. Be prepared.
She's wearing her David Byrne giant suit.
And, like, slay some rap. She's really good.
Yeah, I think she'll be good.
So, that's my top 7. Yours is the same, except for you have Ellie.
Well, okay, so Doa I
Doa.
went with because I think I started voting right at the beginning or something like that. Is, again, I like some of the older members, you know, more experienced ones, but also I think there's something there. I think she's changing her name. She's trying to do solo stuff. I want to see what she can do, and I know she can do better than that performance. I think she just had kind of a rough time, but I think she would be. She's just a supermodel too. But it's not only that, but it's just she's I like members of groups that almost had superstardom but didn't quite have it, and maybe had a little taste of it. I like that story because if she's still doing this stuff, she wants it, or this is what she likes to do, or that's what she's good at. And I like to see people like that. Borah obviously is the best thing in the world. Ellie, I haven't seen her performance, but I think it's pretty darn cute. She was in Girls Reverse, was probably my second or third favorite voice, if not my first favorite voice. She is so freaking adorable. Watch. So go to YouTube and put in
Girls Reverse.
Watch Girls Reverse.
Yeah.
And her intro video where she does the classroom thing and she does like animal noises and stuff. I'm like, she is literally probably one of the cutest people on the show. But also she should be a voice actress.
They've shown her 0 seconds as well.
That's
We
fine.
haven't seen anything
That's fine.
really.
And so I went totally with what I saw of her in the past, and not a performance. I might regret that, but I like her personality. But she's so freaking adorable. It's so fun. Yuki, we love Purple Kiss. They're like probably one of our old groups, right? I'm not as much of a fan of how she raps some of the time, but most of the time I love how she raps, if that makes sense. Because in Purple Kiss, she doesn't always fit sometimes. But in a group where she was able to show off her rap more, I think would be great. Jui, I like, again, for the same reason, kind of like Doa. She has such a history. I hope she doesn't do bad. I think that might be editing in her performance they're showing coming up. But I love her. I think she's adorable. Also, she's like, I'm my own manager. I'm going solo.
It was so cute. She was driving herself to the thing.
There's no shame in that.
No,
they need
not
to
at
stop
all.
making a joke out of it and everything like that. Be proud that you're on your 2 feet. Some of these other ladies, maybe, I don't know, if they had no more group, maybe they just go home and cry and just cry about it. You know, she's still working. That's great. Jury is not only funny and cute and beautiful and loud, but she can actually sing and dance, and it's great. She's been doing it a long time. Her song I can't wait to see it because it's got
Her dress is so pretty.
The fans
and the hair.
stuff.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder if she was doing like traditional Japanese kind of stuff.
I don't know.
But the hair is amazing. But the guts of Jury sometimes you get placed as the character of like, remember, you're the funny ones to come out and be silly. But she owns it. She really legit is funny. That's not easy to do. You have so much attention on you. You're setting the tone. In Reverse, when she was crying about dopamine, she went on for like 3 hours. You know, it was so sad.
It was like one of the most intense moments in any K-pop,
any VR K-pop show we've ever seen.
Like anything. Like she was so heartbroken. Speaking of quick thing,
Reverse. Dopamine in Reverse is Haein from Labom.
Yes.
Labom. And she left, which is so bad because I loved Dopamine to the death. Her laugh, her voice is so wonderful. I wanted to see her perform, and she does. We do get to see her performance, but supposedly it went pretty rough. And she said, from what I heard, I don't know the truth. She just wasn't feeling up to that kind of a get just grind, yeah.
Yeah.
But I love how she was just chilling out, watching, having a good time. Fee or Fi, whatever her name is here, I think her and Yuki would do an amazing thing together. I like.
Ooh, hopefully they get to do a team together.
Right. She not only she looks really crazy interesting, she sounds interesting. She speaks English, so I'd like to see her adapt to that a little bit. I like more stories really with my idols in these shows, and all these I think I could get a good story out of them. But honestly, after the first episode 0 and 1, which is basically 1, there's not a single person on the show I don't like, and that sucks.
No, there's just people I don't know.
Right.
But yeah.
But everybody I've seen, I'm like, this is going to be really interesting. So I'm actually really super excited about it.
Yeah, and it's not like Girls Planet and shows where they're trying to debut for the very first time. These people all have a group to go back to, so it's not like life or death.
Solo artists. But yeah,
so it's different than voting for.
Or they've been in a group.
It's different than voting for a trainee that you're like, oh my god, this is their chance, or it's not going to make it. So I'm way less stressed about it, and also I'm just like, yeah, cool, whatever.
Well, I don't know if we're going to discuss this if you had it, but we don't know contracts or a lot of people are saying no, it'll be just like it'll be more like Super M. They'll do a couple albums, they'll do a tour. I'm like, well, that's fine. I'll take it. Yeah. So either way, it's more about making a fun group.
And that is it for our very first recap of Queendom Puzzle.
It's good. We've done a lot of these shows. We've watched a lot of these shows, and I honestly sometimes get like emotional fatigue. I'm just like, I don't have that at all with this because I don't care about the evil edits and stuff. It's all just silliness. I haven't really cared for a while. Girls Planet was the last one that really crushed me a bit.
Yeah, like this will be easier than the trainee shows where you feel like they might disappear into obscurity entirely afterwards.
Yeah, but what I want to see interactions with older idols, younger idols, stories.
I love the teams.
I love that stuff. Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. Okay, so like I said, everyone, your homework in the comments section. Let us know your top 7. And if you enjoy our discussions, if you made it this far, you're a real one. Thank you.
Right, we watch it.
Please subscribe.
Yeah. So you know, we watch it on YouTube live usually in the morning. I do, and then you can watch it later. This last one they left on YouTube all day. The translations are okay, and then later it goes up on Viki, I believe. It's like $5 a month, and you get subscription. I mean, you get the translations are a little bit better. Yeah, it's a little better later on. So if you watch it a little lagged, a little later, you're going to see a better version. Our recaps are going
to come on Saturdays, even though the show's episode come up on Tuesdays, just because of our schedule. So hang in there and be patient with us each week. But again, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Go vote for your 7.